mission, yo.
Yo, what up everybody? Welcome to Break Mission Cypher Talks. We are here today with a really amazing guy, Soul Sonic, and I can't wait to get introduced from representing Mumbai, India. Such a good guy. So if you're out there, please check it out. Go to Break Mission, follow Break Mission on Facebook, follow Break Mission on Instagram. Anyway, Break Mission anywhere. Follow Soul Sonic and my crew as well. So let's get into it. Let's see what Soul Sonic's all about.
Back then, the kid was trying to prove himself to the world. You know, the kid is trying to make a world of his own right now.
Be my Soul Sonic!
To make a world of his own right now.
Wow, we are here with B-Boy Soul Sonic, Beast Mode crew, Mumbai, India, live right now. What time is
India. Bro, it's almost 1:30 in the night. It's midnight over here.
I apologise for that. It is 1:30 in the morning. Wow, crazy. Sorry about that. But yeah, he's here. We have him in the building. We're going to be talking about what it's been like for you as a b-boy, as a hip hop artist in India. Growing up, what got you into it, like your journey, and as well. And also let's talk a little bit about maybe some politics of India, what's happening with the kids and youth at their home, should they because sometimes it's not choice. If like here, like there's a lot of choice to be like, oh, I want to do this, or that, but obviously in India there might not be that many choice. I know there's a big poverty and obviously divide there. And then we'll get into the Olympics a little bit as well, and talk about what your views are.
Yeah.
You know, it's the big topic at the moment.
That's the most heating. That's a big topic at the moment. Yeah, for sure.
It's huge. People are going crazy about it. You know, they're really. It's madness at the moment. Everybody's saying something. You've got the breakers, you've got the normal general public, you've got the Olympics, people, the sports people. Oh, it shouldn't be in the Olympics. Anyway, we'll get onto that later. So let's
for sure.
talk about you. Let's talk about the Soul Sonic artist, Soul Sonic person. Your youth, your growing.
Bro, I guess my internet is a bit weak. I couldn't hear you.
Okay. So what's your? Let's talk about.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, it's cool. So let's talk about yourself as an artist. Let's talk about you as a person. Let's talk about your journey in India. How hard is it for you coming up and making that choice to be an artist rather than, I don't know what other jobs are available in India, but it's gotta be hard. So let's talk about you.
Bro, so I, I'm just a normal guy. I'm not that financially strong. So in India there's this we have this thing called a middle class family. So I belong to a middle class family. Not rich, not too poor, but then it's all good. I can handle all stuff. So it all transitioned from, a normal guy and a guy who is not into, is not much social, Even during my school time, my childhood time, I used to just be with 2-3. I just had few friends, like 2-3, just to name them, and that was it, bro. Simple, average guy, nothing fancy, nothing, just a normal kid. But somehow I got introduced to hip hop culture, so there was this moment of point, where my life actually got changed, and that's when I got introduced. I came across the movie called You Got Served, and pretty much I didn't know what was going, on in that movie, but I was changing channels, and for a second the frame was someone on his head, and he was just not doing a headstand. He was just spinning on his head, and I was like,
Yeah.
what did I just miss it? And I rewind it back, and I go to the channel, and I'm like, shit. I mean, what is this? I don't know what this is. So I just kept on, like, I was just tuned into that movie. I watched the whole movie. I guess the moment when I came across that movie, it was the last dance. The last.
Yeah.
If you must have seen the last dance of the movie, where the Omarion, he just comes in, the whole crew, the Lil Saints, if I'm not wrong, Lil Saints, they merge and they battle it out against all those villain guys, bad guys, and they win it. So that was the moment when I got introduced to that thing. So I went on the internet. I searched on what is this dance. I first typed a hell lot of weird shit which didn't really got me to the dance, but eventually I got to a page where it said b-boying.
Okay.
B-boy, and I was like, okay, what does b-boy means? And all that, I went on searching like, what does b-boy means? What does B stand for? Does it really mean bad boy?
Yeah. How old were you at that time? What was your age?
What?
How old were you at that time?
I at that time, I guess I was 16. I was 16 at that time, and right now I am 29. And 29.
Wow.
So next, in 2 months I'll be completing my 29 years, in February. So that time I was 16. I had no clue. I didn't know how to use a computer. I just knew, even the computers to me were like new because I had no computer. So I had to go to cyber cafe, search all this shit.
Wow.
And at that time there was no Facebook. There was this platform called Orkut. So somehow on Orkut I met an old friend of mine. We didn't meet for years. There was a boarding school. So he had left the school and he went to some other city. And through Orkut, because of b-boying, I again met him. And that's how we met. I was like, I didn't know. Until and unless I met him, I didn't know. So on Orkut, we're just chatting. I'm like, yo, are you into b-boying? I'm like, yo, I'm a b-boy too. Where do you stay? So he's like, yo, I stay in Mumbai. I was like, shit, I stay in Mumbai too. Where in Mumbai do you stay, bro? And he's like, yo, I stay in Santa Cruz. I was like, what? I stay in Santa Cruz too, bro. Like, where exactly do you stay in Santa Cruz? So he's like, yo, I stay in Santa Cruz East Side. I was like, no, bro, you're kidding me. I stay in Santa Cruz East. Which side do you stay? He's like, I stay in Vakola. And he's like, bro, hold on. Who are you? Because I stay in Vakola. You're like, in my hood. You're in my area, bro. Who are you? And then we meet up. And then when I saw him, I was like, oh shit, you're. So he's the guy, we used to chill, when we were kids. But he happened to change his city, leave the school, and he went off. And then we again met because of b-boying on Orkut.
Okay.
So since then, he's been my mentor. He's like my first teacher. His name is B-Boy Ninja. And yeah, bro, since then he's been mentoring me. He introduced me to breaking. He told me how everything is, how should be done. And that's how my journey began, from a normal guy to a b-boy.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
So going on, bro.
When did Ninja start? When did he start breaking?
He's a senior, bro, because I'm guessing around 2004, 5-ish.
Okay.
4, 5-ish or 6-ish.
Wow.
I guess 2005-ish. Because he's my senior. We used to go to school in the same, in the same period.
Okay.
And I guess in 2005 was he left the school and he went to boarding school, military school, what we call it.
Wow. So what's the history of Indian breaking, Indian hip hop and whole culture? How far back does culture go?
So on this there are a lot of debates going on as well. So when I started breaking, I had my seniors like I said, B-Boy Ninja. He got introduced me. He introduced me to the whole scene, and then Ninja introduced me to B-Boy Bunny. Bunny is one of the most, you could say, he's still active, bro. He's from that time, from day one. He's my senior and he's still active. He battles, he travels. So B-Boy Wasim is also there. Wasim is there. Bunny, Wasim, and right now, people, B-Boys who I saw back then was Bunny was there, B-Boy Venki, Young Soul were there, B-Boy Wasim was there. So not much. I met these guys, bro, and then with them I happened to meet other crew members as well, who became my crew members later on. So Bunny, Wasim, they were from other crew, and The other two guys who I met were B-Boy Keith, like rest in paradise, bro. You know, he's no more with us. But B-Boy Keith from Underdog Combat Crew and B-Boy Paritosh. So these guys were like I saw them doing things before me, and they were doing so good. So history back then. So for me, I used to think that these are the seniors. These are the seniors. But then what happened is there was this incident which happened in 2013. I was working as a professional b-boy in a park. There's a theme park which recently opened, like new open in India. It is called a Magica Park. So over there, like I went.
What's the theme?
I worked there for 8. It's a theme park. So basically, it's a park where your family goes for vacation weekends.
But what's the theme on it?
There are performers.
Is there any particular
theme? Is like Bollywood. Like
okay.
There are artists who enact or theater or create pieces from movies and show you like performance on the rampage or something like that. Then there were b-boys, like which had including me, and there were other jugglers, there were jokers, so all such of entertainment theme park. So I used to work over there. I worked there for 8 months, around 8 months, and during this 8 months, I met a guy, bro. This incident was like, shit. Like, what do I even know about my country's culture? Or you could say my history. So what happened is in 2013, I met this guy, and so we were given a huge space. I was so happy over there. Like I was the most happiest person on this planet because I was given free food, like good house, and I was being paid like good amount, and I had like 24 hours studio to train.
Wow.
So I was like happy. So I used to train every day, every night, and there was this moment when I like this is the door, and I used to see a guy peeping from this door, and he's just staring at me. Like I just invited him. I'm like, yo, bro, if you want to join in, you're most welcome, bro. We're together. Like, come in, hop in. So he's like, nah, bro, I'm too overweight. I mean, that's fine. I tried this, but this is not my cup of tea. But I love watching b-boy because my dad was a b-boy.
Yeah.
So in my mind, most of the grandparents, even I had such grandparents. They keep like, oh, I've done that shit, been that shit. I thought he must be talking about those grandparents or his parents. But then what happened is next day he gets a VHS tape, a converted VHS tape in a pen drive, and he shows me his dad's wedding, bro. Oh, should I wish one minute? I will show you. I guess I have it on my mail.
Yeah.
Bro, he showed me the VHS tape, and it dated back in, I guess, in the 1985 or
wow,
or between 19, and it was his dad's marriage. It's his dad's wedding, and at his dad's wedding, his crew performed. Like, there are poppers, there are breakers, there are six, bro, legit footwork, legit strikes. They're doing legit transitions, and I'm like, where was I? Is like, if your dad got married in around 19, between 85 to 90, so he must be practicing this dance from way back, right?
Yeah.
So how didn't I know this? Like, why don't I know about it? I want to meet your dad. Wow. But somehow, unfortunately, I couldn't meet him. But he sent me. I asked him to send me all those VHS tapes.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I want this VHS tape. I want this because this is history right here.
Mate.
This is somehow one segment of Indian hip hop history which I came to know. Imagine there must be so many other guys.
Yeah.
Most of the b-boys who are representing on the global scale right now, they must be not having any idea about these guys. Like these guys, because they didn't have any phones, no video phones, just VHS tapes, and we don't know. And I'm like, shit, we really need to dig in Indian history as well. But all this COVID shit happened, but hopefully next year somehow I'll get it. I am still in touch with him. He's doing really great. He's a dancer, and I'll get in touch with him, and I'll somehow make his dad come on an interview and just have a word like, how do you feel breaking is at this level, and especially right now breaking is in Olympics. So how do you feel right now? All this. I have so many questions right now. So that's my part of Indian history, bro. Like how this is.
It'd be so dope
going around, like
so dope to get in
an interview.
It's so dope to get an interview like for an OG from over there, like from that. That's crazy. So how did they learn about breaking, bro? Was it the usual? Was it TV? Was it Rocksteady Crew? Again, everybody was watching Rocksteady Crew right then.
So I happened to have a small indirect conversation with his dad, like through him. So what his dad told me is like, his dad had few friends who used to work in Bollywood industry, who were stuntmen or who were back dancers, you know, background dancers.
Yeah, like backup dancers, yeah.
Celebrities and all this.
Yeah.
And they used to do all those world tours. So during this world tour, they happened to meet some b-boys outside in some foreign country, and somehow they exchanged. They learned from them. They got it in India, and that's how they made a crew. They had in that crew they had poppers, and bro, you know, one of the most funny part is, his dad, like, you know, his dad is like in the wedding on the ceremony, and he's like, after the ceremony is done, he's like loosens up his tie and he's like removes his shoes and he's breaking his, bro, he's doing like legit top rock, legit footworks, and he's for a second he's like he's looking at over here and like, I want to do a spinning move, but he can't spin. So what he did is he went to the food stall, you know, where all the food is kept. Over there he saw a plastic bag, like a transparent plastic bag. He got it, he wore it in his hand, he tied it, and he's doing like hand glides.
What?
I have that video, bro. I'm like,
I want to see that.
Shit,
I want to see this stuff, man. I want to see this stuff. You know what I mean?
I will. I guess.
Have you got it on you? Have you got it on your phone, or have you
I'll try looking at that. He mailed me, but I will. Let me just show you that clip, bro. That's a golden clip for Indian hip hop history, you know. Oh shit.
Wow.
I'll have to search, bro. But during this live, I will show it.
No, it's cool. It's cool, man. So what?
Shit.
So moving on a bit. How did you meet up with the guys from Beast Mode Crew? Like, how did you guys meet up? You know, like, how did that come
Oh
about?
shit, bro.
What year was that? And
that was year 2013, and bro, you know, even Beast Mode Crew is a tragic story. You know how we formed it. So I was from Underdog Combat Crew. You know, like if you remember, I met two guys. We were Keith and Paritosh and Ninja as well. So we were UD Combat and some other guys. So in 2013, I left UDK, and there were a few other friends. You know, like you could say there were a few kids. You know, at that time, and those kids used to look up to me, or they were like, you know, really close to me. And I was planning to take them, like recruit them in UDK. But at that moment, I was like, yo, I myself is leaving UDK, and you know, I don't have any crew right now. So what do you want to do? Like, you guys can go ahead, do anything, or you can just join that crew. I don't mind, that's fine. So they were like, no, we're coming down with you and we'll stay with you. So that was, we were Wild Child and we were Flowfoot, you know, at that time.
Yeah.
So during this time, I was already in talking terms with Ninja, because Ninja is my teacher, you know, I'll be always there with him. So Ninja was there, I was there, and there was Flying Machine, and there was Mix 62, you know. So we, all of us, were in talking terms of making a crew, because all of us had left our individual crews. And we were like, yo, you know, like we jammed together, we chilled together. Out of 24 hours, we spent almost 18 hours, 16 hours together. Let's get this a bond and name, and let's make this official. You know, let's make this crew. And that's when we formed the crew in 2013, 2012, late 2012. You know, in a skateboard park, in a skateboard showroom, and it was just a normal crew back then. You know, like few b-boys, and two of our best friends were like poppers, so they joined in. So it was that story, bro. And you know, the tragic story. I don't want to get into the tragic story, because you know, it's like check it, because the guys who did that wrong to us, like, are now good friends with us. But you know, before even forming the Beast Mode crew, you know, we were looted. You know, like, you know, what do you say? We really experienced a bad experience while coming from another. We were traveling to a Bangalore city, and from Bangalore city we were on our way to Mumbai. You know, and the journey from Bangalore to Mumbai was so miserable. You know, somebody stole our bags. We had no money, and it takes 2 nights from that city to reach Mumbai. You know, so we had no food. So every time we used to get up, we used to get up from our sleep, we used to see our neighbors eating, chewing something, drinking something, you know, and we're like, shit, how do we pass this shit? How do we pass this? You know, so that period was really tough, and that's when, you know, we all decided, you know, okay, if we can make it through this rough situation, I think we can stick around and we can do anything. Like, we can do anything in future. So let's make this bond into an official crew, and that's when we came up with the crew, like Beast Mode. And Beast Mode was actually like born ethical abilities on streets. you know, because we literally used to practice on the streets because we had no studio, you know, and we used to, wherever we used to get a space, like you say a skateboard park or skateboard showroom or whatever it is, we used to just go chill, spend our whole day, eat together. Like even if we had so much less money, we used to just spend. We had no tension. We just, for us, it was just being together and doing shit together. That was the only goal. So that's how born ethical abilities into streets like became beast, and that's the mode, that's the approach, or that's the attitude which we have 24/7 in our mind. Like whatever dream we have, we go beast mode. Whatever goals, whatever task we have, we go beast mode on it. You know, so that's how the whole history is behind the whole name, Beast Mode Crew.
That's sick, man. That's sick. Like for people out there that don't realise that, you know, they'll look at it and they'll be like, "Oh, beast mode, yeah, everybody goes beast mode," but you've actually like broken it down as well, so it means something, you know, which is a classic hip hop sort of.
It really means a lot, yeah.
You know, so like that's amazing, man. That's amazing.
Story to us.
Wow, that's cool, man. That's cool. So when did you guys officially battle together? Like the first time you battled together, what was the event? Like, do you remember?
The first event was it was a college event. It was a college festival. It was in 2012, called Tolani College. The event festival name was Talenzia. You know, so over there, so that was the first college as a crew battle, but that was like, you know, okay types. Not all the breakers used to participate. It was just a local jam, local jam. The first major jam which we attended as a crew, and we won all the titles except for one, my solo category. I lost in the finals, you know.
Okay.
But other than that, in that jam they hosted 12 categories, bro. I guess 12 categories. We won 11 categories.
Wow.
Like it was that thing. Like it was so rage. Like, you know, because we decided, you know, that college festival is like local. Not many people would know who Beast Mode is and who the new kids on the block are. So, so the next very first jam was The Culture, and like, how do you say? It was funny for me because The Culture is the same jam which my ex crew used to organize. So it's a jam organized by my ex crew members.
Yeah.
And that's the same jam which I used to organize years ago.
Wow.
You know, so for me, it was like a rage. Like, okay, yo, I have to show these guys. Like, I left the crew and I'm coming with my whole squad now. I'm coming with my new family, and I have to prove myself. Like, yo, you gotta check us out. And that was the attitude for me, my personal, you know.
Wow.
Like, so you can understand, but you know that beef thing, you know, like the Cold War, like we're good, like. But still, there's a Cold War thing happening, and The Culture was the first major event which we got down as a crew in 2012, and we won all the categories except for one, my solo, because I lost in finals.
Wow. Who was that? Who was in the finals with you, man?
Oh, it was B-Boy Kid. Oof. Love his footwork, love his style, bro. Really fresh guy from Rock Fresh too.
Okay, wow.
So it was against B-Boy Kid versus B-Boy Sonic. I was Sonic back then, so it was that time. So after the solo, I was so angry. I was like, shit, how can I miss my cat? Like, how can I miss this? So I removed all my frustration in 3-on-3 battle, and we won it. So from that day, like, everybody knows and everybody remembers who Beast Mode Crew is. You know? So that's
you guys just went in, went crazy, like, set fire to the place. Wow,
that's what it is, bro. You know, we have to go beast mode. Like, that's our name, that's our story, that's our approach, that's our attitude towards the whole name and the concept of why we are beast mode. We're just not beast mode because we are aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, there's a whole new story behind why we're doing this and how are we building it. So that's the reason.
It's crazy. I mean, what was it last year? I mean, when last year, wasn't it when they had Red Bull in India last year? Like
World Finals.
Yeah, that just looked insane, man. Like it was massive.
That was massive, bro.
Like
that was massive, bro. You know, this is one thing which I really love about like Red Bull India, because I've been working with them since so many years. I know how these guys are actually working, and I know how the whole entire team there's a specific team who is dedicated towards breaking in India, you know. And I've been watching these guys since years, and that's the best thing I love about these guys is, you know, they just they just don't do it just because of jams or events, but they really put their heart and soul in it. You know, they make sure, like, last year was the first time ever I was in top 16 of Red Bull BC1, India. And that's when I saw like how these guys actually treat the B-boys and B-girls, and how they actually take care and they make sure that okay, everything is right, and they're making sure that they're giving a more jam vibe as much as they can give. And World Finals last time it was oh bro, like
it was crazy,
massive.
Like how did that feel?
Crazy.
How did that feel? Like to have that in your country. How did it feel to have it in your country? Did it feel amazing? I know it looked awesome.
Everyone was appreciating, and for everyone, if you come down to India, bro, you'll realize that most of the breakers, majority of the breakers, or even people who are not into breaking, are humble. They appreciate even the small thing, because we don't have much things to us, with regards to this whole hip hop culture, the whole thing. So whenever any guy from any other abroad country comes down to and gets up something, like we really appreciate it, we're like into it, or like, oh shit. And you can imagine, like when a World Finals happens, we were like in awestruck. We were like, okay, we watch over here, some other legend is there. Or we watch over here, or some other legend is there. Like we've been watching them in the movies or the videos. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see that? So it was all like, oh shit, I'm surrounded by people who I admire and who I'm inspired by. And they're just walking by, they're sipping a cup of coffee or drinking water, and they're saying, hey man, what's up? And we're like, hi. So all that fanboy moments. So most
was
of
that
the
the
people like so much.
Was that? Would you say that's the biggest event that's ever happened in India? Breaking.
So I'll go year wise. Okay. So back then. So apart from all the crews anniversary, right? All the crews like Freakin' Styles or Black Ice crew or even High Down crew, they tried their best, because to throw major jams. But in the end, it's a crew. It's a self-funded jam, you could say.
Yeah.
So the event, the culture, like my ex crew jam. So what I could say back then, the culture was you could say the biggest jam with regards to the venue, with regards to the footfall, with regards to sponsors. Because back then when I was working with them, like as a crew, we managed to get like at least 7 to 8 sponsors, like Biba World, T-Rock, Top Rock, something. You must be knowing about it. I don't know the name. And Cypher Styles, the biggest and baddest at that time, to get sponsors in India, like for the first time happening. So back then, I guess the culture was one of, you could say, was the biggest jams back then. But then later on, as the senior members got busy with their personal life, the quality of that event went down. And soon after that, like there was one more jam on the same time, was from Bangalore City, from Black Ice Crew. It's hosted by Black Ice Crew and Nasir, and it's called Freeze. Bro, Freeze is like, Thesis has come down. They've invited Storm. Storm has been there like twice or thrice. Flexing has been there. Like that jam. So for me, if any crew jam is my favorite, I'd say Freeze. Bro, that's jam. Wow. But apart from crew jams, now let's talk about the events. I feel right now the biggest event right now is Breezer Village Shuffle. Bro, they're throwing massive amount of like cash prize. I don't think so there has been any event who has been throwing lakhs or millions of cash prize for the winners. I guess you can understand. If you must have seen Wild Child's video, which went viral, that 1 million.
Yeah.
Which he went, and Kid David was jumping all over. So that's his jam, bro. Those guys even managed to do an international qualifiers in Thailand, and they flew the whole Thailand team to India. So that's huge, bro.
Wow. So
and I guess it has that much.
Sorry, what's the I know I've got a bit of delay. What's the prize money for that? Like,
what's up?
What's the prize money for that? Like, how much do people?
$1 million. So last time when White Child won, he got 1,25,000 rupees.
Wow.
1 lakh, bro. Like in a year, if you win all the jams, you can't even make it to 80,000 or 90,000. They just straight away gave away 1,25,000. Like not in cash. Like they paid in check, but it was 1,25,000 amount, bro. For any b-boy, that would change his life. You know, like
That's
not
crazy.
that much, but bro, the amount is crazy, bro. You know, so for
Wow.
me, the biggest event right now, with regards to venue, the whole setup, judges, cash prize, and taking care, I guess Visa Vivid Shuffle is the like top-notch event right now. And with regards to Jam, Freeze,
Yeah.
like hands down, Freeze.
Wow. And that's good. It's good that you're giving props to other crews as well, you know, and other people. And you're not just like, oh, me. You're actually telling us a lot. You know? So it's really good that you're doing that, you know, because some people might not want to give props to other crews because there's beef and stuff. They're like, oh no, well, you know. But it's amazing that you're doing that. You're a very humble guy as well.
Yeah. I don't think so, because you know, I don't know why. I don't have any specific reasons for doing that, but it's just natural, you know. Like if you remember in 2017 when I met you for the first time when I was in London, I was like, yo, I just wanted to attend. I had, I guess, last 3 days left for my London trip, and I was like, oh shit, there's no jam happening, and I saw the whole jam over there, and I quickly started messaging Swifty, Sir Swifty.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, calm down. And Swifty, oh shit, bro, he's one, you could say, mood changer. He could set the mood like poof. So anyways, Hoot Nannies, the name, the place.
Hootenannies, yeah. In
Hoot
London.
Nannies, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
In London, Hoot Nannies, in Brixton.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, should I reach? Bro, even the story of me reaching Brixton is hilarious. You know, so I was with Bellatrix. You know the beatboxer, the female beatboxer.
Yeah.
Bellatrix.
Yeah.
So I was with her on the project, and Ed Spoons.
Yeah.
So huge shout outs to my big bro, Ed Spoons. All thanks to him. Like,
Get
my
low.
London trip was so smooth. You know, big love to my big bro. You know, so what happened is I told him, you know, I want to attend this jam. I have just 3 days left in my London trip. I need to attend this jam. How do I go? Where do I go? Whom do I contact? So my friends who were supposed to attend that jam had their play rehearsal in Roundhouse Theatre. You know, so I was like, I'm all alone. I'm okay. I can travel. So Bellatrix comes from behind and she's like, yo, son, Brixton is not that safe. You know, Brixton is like, understand, you know, Brixton is not that good. You know, Brixton is, you could say, New York of, you know, she gave all those gangsters.
Yeah.
And I like,
Not as bad as it used to be.
I got a bit scared. What?
It's not as bad as it used to be. Worse. It used to be really bad.
Back then, yeah.
Yeah.
So she just warned me, you know, like, don't get into trouble. If you're just walking, go. So she gave me a whole tutorial on how do I go, how do I exit, and how do I do that. So first tutorial from Bellatrix was, yo, just stay down. Don't peek into anyone's eyes. Once you get down after the tube, you go out, take a left, and keep walking. Don't interact with anyone. Do this, do that. No talking, and keep a straight face. Just keep walking. You'll get Hoot Nannies on your left hand side. I was like, okay. And then this was
scared you, bro.
Travel over there.
She's scared you.
I was petrified, bro. I was petrified, bro. I was petrified, like, and you know me, you met me, right? I'm a simple guy, like I'm not too much into all that shit, and I'm like, and she petrified me, bro. And I was like, okay, cool. Wow. This is how I will react on with the people on the streets. But how do I reach there? Then you know, Ed Spoon's wife, Gabby. Okay. So she was so sweet, bro. You know, she made a whole page. She mapped it down with a pencil. Take this bus, walk for so many steps, walk for so many minutes, take a ride. So she made a handheld map, and somehow I reached Brixton Station. And as soon as I stepped out of the Brixton Station, I saw cops chilling over there, and I see people, like, you know, like fighting and going all aggressive. And I'm like, shit, Bellatrix was right, because cops are right here on my right hand side, right on my left hand side. But people are just fighting, and this is doing shady things. And I'm like, shit, did I do the right thing to come to Brixton all alone? Did I do the right thing? I was like, that. What came to my mind is I went down to the Brixton station. I removed my earphones. I plugged in. I put a cap on this. I put a hoodie this way, and I'm like just like a poker face, and I'm like,
you went crazy.
Yeah. And bro, no music is being played, but I'm acting as if I'm listening to the music. I don't give a shit about people, what they're doing around me, and I just keep walking. And I give those stare looks, and I'm like, yo, I'm not frightened. I'm not scared of you, bro. And I'm just keep going and keep going. And then after walking for some time, I see an old lady, and I'm like, okay, she can't harm me, right? So I just go talk to her, and I'm like, hey, excuse me, ma'am, can you just help me? And bro, she took like she helped me to reach to Hoot Nanny. I'm like, come son, I'll take you there. I'm like, okay. And in between also, I had this thing in mind, you know, like, oh shit, what if she scams me? What if she's like, come son, I'll take you there, and she stabs me or takes my money. What if? But I can run, I can beat her. I was like, so much prepared. I had so much things going in my head. I like, and once I read Hoot Nannies, I was like, mission accomplished. And then I walked in, I'm like, okay, this is the B-boy life. This is the B-boy life, bro. So, like, I reached way back, you know, I guess there was 45 minutes or 1 hour early. I met Vanessa over there. I guess Spin was there. And one more female was there. I don't remember her name, but I guess she was one of the organizers. So she was there. And before you know what happened, before reaching Hoot Nannies, I spoke to Mouse. Because, yo, about Mouse, like, I'm talking to you, I'm talking about my London trip. How can I not talk about DY Mouse, bro? You know, so the whole huge journey of me being from an average boy to becoming a B-boy, there's a huge major influence of B-boy Mouse, you know? Like, I watched him in the PSP videos, and since then, I've been tracking him down. I've been watching him, I'm stalking him, I'm admiring him. So once I got to know that I'm doing a London trip, like, I got in touch with him, but unfortunately, he was in Denmark back then. So now cut down to this Hoot Nanny story. You know, I messaged him, your Mouse, bro, I'm going to this jam. Like, do you have any tips for me? So he's like, bro, that's one of the biggest, you know, be careful. And because even Mouse had told me this shit. So, but somehow I made it to Hoot Nannies, bro, and I met you over there. You were so good. You were so polite, bro. You made me comfortable over there. So I got down over there, but I shouldn't have I got down in the jam, like my first ever international jam, but I was a bit tipsy, you know, like.
Yeah, like, you're on it, bro.
The guy.
It was good. It was good. It was like,
yeah, like
it's just like one of them jams where you can have a drink and have fun, you know, like with
that.
Yeah, it was Break Me Share. It was.
It doesn't happen in India, bro.
No.
It doesn't happen in India. Yeah, it
Why?
doesn't happen in India. For me, it was really new thing. Like people are having drinks. They're having like, it was so party vibe. So even I was on a booze. Like I was having good fun. I got done. I guess I made it to top 4, top 8. I don't remember. I don't remember anything from that night. I remember meeting you. We having a good chat.
That is crazy, man. That doesn't even in India. You know, I think you know, people need to sometimes remember that, like, you know, you've got to have a drink sometimes. You've got to have a jam. You know, like it's good to have competitions and the commercial side of things. Like with the Olympics and stuff like that. Obviously, in the Olympics, you can't be getting drunk and be like, "Oh, I'm drunk," and then coming like you know, it's just not going to work that way. But there is still going to be underground events happening. I think that's another conversation we're doing a bit. But yeah, I mean, like it was a good event. It was a good event. You know? Amazing.
Floor Rippers, if I don't.
Floor Rippers, and we were doing it with Maria, and we were doing a collaboration. So it was Break Me and Floor Rippers together, and yeah, it was good, man. Like I like vibes like that. For me personally, I don't like big stages and stuff. You know, like I'm not a fan of a big stage, and I like to be dark. It's a bit dingy, you know. I love that rawness, you know. There's nothing wrong with that rawness.
I love that part.
And I think people need to understand that's just not going to go away. It's still going to be there. You're still going to have whatever's going to go on, you know. And so, like, yeah, people need to understand. We'll get onto that in a bit. So let's talk a bit about India and about the poverty situation. You know, what it's like over there for the kids. You know, is it easy for them to get access to the arts? You know, is it easy for them to get access to education? You know, is it a very big poverty issue? Is there a very big poverty issue over there?
Earlier it was, before COVID hit, it was like normal, you know. But because of this COVID, bro, you know, because of this Corona shit, because of this COVID-19, a lot of families have been experiencing a lot of bad things, you know. Like with regards to the health policies, with regards to the financial status, with regards to the even hygienic life, or even with regards to the standard life. You know, India, this COVID has hit us like almost a year, bro. You know, So
Wow.
many people have lost their jobs, and sometimes people have been working for all these years, like all these months during the whole year, but they haven't been paid their salary. So
Wow.
all these things are happening right on together. So all these stress, all the pressures have been piled up. So it right now the situations, you could say, like 2 months before it was really bad, but right now people are oppressing it. Like people over here are like, we don't care about all this shit, because if we stay in the house, who will earn the bread? Who is going to work, and how will we get our money? So right now, most of the people in India are taking that risk, stepping out of the house, because they have to, because people who have salary, like monthly salary, it's good because they're working from home and they're getting half salary. But people who work on daily basis, like who work, like daily work wages, like who used to get paid daily, it's really miserable for them. So many people have left the city and went to their native place, but they're stuck in between, because they thought they'll leave Mumbai city and they'll reach native place, but in between the roads are blocked. No travel agencies, no travel features, something like that. So they're stuck in the middle, on the road, in the forest, or wherever on the streets, and they just, it's really. But right now, I feel in the next 2 months that the whole line will reduce, the whole poverty line will reduce, because what I feel is India is really good with adapting things, and I guess now most of the people and companies have adapted the digital thing, like so whole smartphones or whole smart technology thing is happening. So I think it's going to be better, but right now it's all pressurized, like people are tense and they're just taking risk and just stepping out of the house.
Yeah.
So that's the whole scenario right now.
What about the kids, man? Is there a lot of places? Is there a lot of places for the kids to train? Is there a lot of spaces that are open? Is there a lot of arts facilities there for kids and stuff like that?
So there are not much studios or arranged spots for training, like how in UK South Banks, or there are allotted spaces or spots for people who want to just come and public free training. In India we don't have that much, but in India we do have open parks, like public parks and gardens. But that was, we didn't have any access to it because of the COVID shit. Like because of the COVID, then if there are people more than 3 or 4 people, like cops used to come and they used to arrest us, or wild child, and half of my friends, like circle, used to train. They even they put them behind bars, just because they were
What?
practicing together, and they had the mask on their face. So it's that shitty thing, bro. But right now, like since we've trained in the specific park since years, and the people who take care of that park know us personally, or know people personally, breakers. So they, like we have that leverage, like okay, you can just train, but keep it low, don't make too much noise, and don't gather too much. So it's happening right now. So kids are doing things, so sort of things right now.
So what was it like during COVID? Like, was it you when I talked to you before, when you were in the situation when COVID hit India and stuff, you said it was really bad, there was nowhere to train. You said police were like, hitting people and stuff. For like,
Bro,
right.
You can't even step out of the house. So there were situations where, suppose if I stay in this block, I stay in block A, and if somehow we got a news of COVID patient, a positive patient in block D, so they used to block all the block A, B, C, D. Like we used to close all the gates. You can't get out of the building, bro. One of my crew member, bro, he didn't leave his apartment, I guess, since 4 months. Bro, 4 months he didn't leave his apartment. I mean, there are people who haven't left their houses since years, like 5 to 6 months, but that is so much of pressure, bro. Like,
yeah, that's extreme.
It's not done, bro.
That's extreme,
It's
man.
extreme.
That's like,
It's like you feel so much claustrophobic, and it's really bad. Mental pressure, so much of pressure building up. You keep thinking, you have nowhere to go, so you just sit in one room. You keep thinking about all the shit you are about to face in the future, and so much of bad shit. So.
because in the UK it was different. Like we had lockdown, but it was like if you went out our house, there wasn't really many authorities
I saw
to say, you know, oh, get back in your house. You know, it's just, he was like, oh, okay, you know, like he was just, all right, well,
I used to see those stories, and you know, and when I used to see such stories, I told my mom, you know, because in February or March, you know, I was supposed to come to Birmingham.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh shit, so much things are happening outside. I wish I could have been there right now, because in India the situation was so bad.
I was
I
upset.
was like, shit, I wish I could have.
I was upset.
Hopefully next year, but I was. So
But we'll make
that
it
was the
happen.
whole scenario, bro. You know?
We'll make it happen, man. You know, we've got stuff we're working on. As you know, we've got stuff we're working on anyway.
Yeah.
I've already spoke to you about that anyway. So you know, there's always stuff in a pipeline, always a next project.
Sure.
But let's talking about projects and stuff, and the future. What's the next plan for Soul Sonic? I know you're talking about making the comeback. You want to train harder. You want to come back and smash it.
Yeah, bro. So you know, because like I said, in 2013 and 14, it was like, so there's this specific years which I decide, you know, like in my BreakLife, you know, because in India the situations are a bit different. You could say weird, because we are not that much. We don't have that much freedom to just travel the world for 12 months.
Yeah.
Break, get down. When you lose, no, that would affect us. We can't do that, because
Can I just ask you?
the
Can
way
I
of
ask you a
living.
question? You've travelled quite a lot of places, haven't you? Like you've been to what? To Korea.
Oh yeah.
You've been China as well.
Taiwan for KOD, KOD, and then Taiwan. Taiwan, I guess twice for World B-Boy Undisputed and Taipei B-Boy City World Finals, and then Thailand, and then I don't remember, for London. Yeah, so quite much.
Crazy.
But all thanks to breaking, you know, I'm not that rich, so all the organizers, whenever. So that's what I said, bro. You know, if in India, even if a small jam happens and which is associated with an international jam, the whole Indian community like takes it like a golden opportunity. You know, like, oh shit, we have to show our best, and we make sure that we take that opportunity of traveling abroad. So like that's what we did. You know, like Beast Mode Crew. We won the national qualifiers for KOD, which we got to travel to Korea. Then the London thing, I got to travel because of the project. I got to travel to London. Then Flying Machine, he won so many Red Bull BC ones, so he got to travel the world. Wild Child, same, undisputed, you know.
Yeah.
So this is the thing about whole Indian community. We all know, everyone individual knows that we are not that much financially strong. So whenever an international jam comes to India, we have to make sure that we take the whole opportunity as
make
whole,
an impact from it, because you're like, yo, this is that.
we have to make the most of it. And that's what I want to do for my next year's career, you know, because until 2014 I had decided like, yo, what am I going to do, you know, how, like, I want to prove it to myself. Am I gone? Like, how about my solo career? Because I don't have much solo titles in my bag, you know, because at the time when I should be winning jams, I used to organize jams for the Indian culture, you know. So that phase I wanted to get down, and that's when I decided, okay, in 2014 I want to win as much as jam I get down. I want to win all those, and that's what I did. You know, I won almost all the major jams, international qualifiers, Thailand qualifiers. I won, and in 2015 I was like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm done. Like, whatever I thought my goals are done. Now let's focus on Beast Mode Crew, and that's when I started to lead and manage the whole Beast Mode Crew, and that's when I used to make strategies. How do we get down? Whom should we get down? And why should we get down? If we want to travel abroad, how do we save up? How much do we work? And how much do we train? So, you know, a lot has went, and since I guess I've given almost my personal 5 years to the whole Beast Mode Crew, behind managing it, creating a website, and you know, by God's grace, like somewhat name we have made globally. Like, we're not there yet, but you know, at least we're trying our best that Beast Mode reaches the global level. That which will happen by God's grace, you know, next year. So, but this year, like, you know, Wild Child and all my crew members were like, yo, you know, now Beast Mode is settled. Yeah, like we're good now. It's high time you should take care of yourself right now. And that's when I was like, and thanks to this COVID, you know, I was like, okay, maybe this is a good sign that, you know, I focus on myself, I channelize my energy, and 2021 is the year when I show the whole world who Soul Sonic really is. So that's what I'm doing right now. You know, everything is set, monthly, weekly train. I've been training myself hard, like really hard, and smart work. You know, so I'm going on that. Because I know I can't train like how I used to train in 2014, you know. I have abused my body, you know, as a b-boy. We really need to take care of our body, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's when if we really do take care of our body will take care of us, you know. And that's what I didn't do. I avoided no sleeps, nothing. But right now I'm really doing that. I guess even after this podcast is over, I guess it'll be around 4 in the morning, and I'll go for my morning jog.
Yeah, you're
Come and
crazy,
chill.
man. You're crazy. Like, I messaged you yesterday, and I don't know what time it was. I was.
Yeah,
I-
you
I'm-
saw that, right?
Yeah, I messaged you. I was like, wow, what are you doing to wait, bro? And you were like, yeah, it's like, what is it? 5 in the morning.
4:44. It was around 4:45. Yeah, 5 in the morning. Yeah.
He's got the exact time. He knows the exact time. He's like,
Yeah.
4:45. I was like, damn, what are you doing up, bro? So I'm training. I was like, damn. I was like, wow. Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
bro. Yeah, I've been doing that since a week now, and I've like decided to do that throughout the year now. So that's how I plan on getting my years, which I've
Yeah.
lost. That's how I planned with the proper rest, like how you said, rest is important. So I planned according to it.
So what advice have you got for people out there that wanna start a crew or want to make things happen? Say if somebody's got a crew and they feel like, oh, we're not really doing much at the moment, what advice have you got for people to help them push and do bigger things with their crew and organise it?
I feel first advice, which I will definitely give, is if you really want to get something done, just go beast mode on it. Like
Yeah.
if you really want to go, you can't self-doubt yourself, and you can't just go 80% or 60% on it. If you want to go do something, if you want to create a crew, like see, that's what I don't believe in, like creating crews, because what I believe is crews, they form on their own. Like how do I say, like I don't know if I'm saying that, I mean, if I'm using the right word, but one cannot create a crew, because when you try to create a crew, that you're just creating a group of people coming together for something. But when a crew automatically forms, there's a bond between all of those guys. It's like more like a family, and that's the difference. The new generation should keep in mind. Like you shouldn't go, or you shouldn't aspire to be a member of a crew just because they're famous or just because they're dope. Be a part, or try to belong to a community, a group of circle who you feel are on the same frequency or the same page with you. It doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be the dopest crews of the country, or it doesn't have to be the famous crew of the country, but be with people who are on the same frequency as you are. Because just imagine you want to go to a famous crew, and you want to be with the dopest crews, but you're not feeling it, so you won't be motivated mentally. And breaking is such, like, you're a senior, you've seen so many crews being created and breaking down. And one of the major reasons why crews break down is, I guess, because of this miscommunication, and maybe so many other reasons, but the majority of that happens is because a crew breaks. Before a crew breaks, the bond breaks between them, and that won't happen if you're with the right people, if you're with the right circle. That bond keeps growing. So I feel that's the major thing one should keep in mind if they want to belong to any crew. And yeah, bro.
Amazing.
If you want to really make it happen, just go beast mode on it.
Wicked, man. That's wicked advice. Really, really good advice. I think I totally agree with that. Definitely got to be a vibe. I think, not chasing the big crews and going, I just need to be with that. If that's your dream, then cool, but you don't know how you're going to vibe with those guys, and then that crew are going to try and sush your vibe as well, straight away. We've got a question here. We've got a question from,
oh yeah?
I hope I pronounced this right, from Sumada Pawar. And they're asking, how do you earn money right now at this moment in time? Like, how do you earn money?
Right now, in this COVID, my main source of income is my production house. So apart from being a professional b-boy, I'm also a professional videographer. Like most of the time, video editor. So that's how I take care most of my travels. So right now, my major source of income is my editing, my movementless production. And that's what, like, I would give a second advice to all those who are aspiring to become or take up breaking as a profession. I'll give them one of my experiences. There are two types of breakers in this whole world, I feel. One, who break to earn money, and the second type is they earn money so that they can break.
Yeah.
So that's my motto, bro. You know, I want to earn so much that it doesn't affect my breaking and I'm stress free and I'm relaxed. So even if that means I take 3 years or 3 steps back, just relax and let my crew, you know, bang the world up. I let my crew like kill it, make some noise out there. But it's good if I'm taking 3 steps behind. I'm taking care of myself, my personal thing, and then I'm okay, here's my plan, and I'm coming back. So I won't call it a backup, but I'll just put it in that way. You know, two types of b-boys. One type, first type is that they break so that they can earn money, and the second category which I belong to is I'm earning from as much as sources, from maybe from editing, from anything that I get on my way, so that I can break. So whoever asks that question, you ask yourself, how many opportunities or how many sources do you have to earn? Even if it's a small, like if you're from India, you must be very familiar with getting up in the morning and putting paper delivery boys. You know, I've done that too. So no work is small. You know, you just do it, and you just have to keep your focus inside that. Okay, you want this. So suppose, so for example, I'm over here, and I want to reach over here. So if suppose this path is blocked, I know I can go this way, or I know I can go this way. So we should just be clear that where we want to reach. Once we know where we want to reach, automatically we get the sources how we can reach. So that's important. You know, you should know what do you want and where do you want to reach. That's it. Automatically you'll get to know, okay, how you should be earning.
Sick, sick. I like that. Hope that's answered the question as well. Thank you for that. I just want to give a quick shout out to some of the guys that, that are watching right now. So we've got a few people on here.
Oh, are they? Wow! At this time, it's too late from India. But I'm not.
We've got Mostakin Islam said, "Love you guys." We got
Oh, Shimafla.
Taban Shah from London. My boy.
Shravan Shah. I've heard this name. Shravan Shah.
Saban Shah.
Bro, is it Shravan Shah? Some Shah. I don't remember. Is he from
Jam.
India?
He runs Epic Jam in London. You know Epic Jam?
No.
Every person is capable.
I don't know.
Okay, it's
Oh wow.
It's like
Wow,
a very,
I never
very,
knew.
very hip hop grassroots based event that they do in
Wow.
London. So basically, Sav took like I can't remember how long he took out, but he took out ages and he travelled the world, man. And he was like, he went
Wow.
he went to Africa and some other Africa, some countries in Africa and some other countries around the world, and he's
Wow.
breaking all off his own back, you know, and funded
Wow.
himself. And he's got this really cool jam called Epic Jam, and it stands for every person is capable, right? So he's
Wow.
expressing, you know, he deals with mental health, and it's amazing, man. Like really, really amazing. It's a very, very nice grassroots event. So if you want to check that out, people, if you're out there, you know, Epic Jam, check it out.
I'll definitely check it. I guess he must have messaged me. I think I got a message from Shravan Shah, if I'm not wrong. If he was in India, I'm sorry if you're.
He was
you're
probably
not
there, you know.
but I
He was
think
probably there. A while ago though, but yeah, he's doing amazing things over here. I want to give a shout out to my boy
Wow.
Eric Scataro from Venezuela. Boom, my boy Eric. There we go. Eshwar Tiwari as well, shared it. Thank you.
Oh, that's Beaver Wildchild.
Oh, is it?
Oh, that's Beaver Wildchild.
Oh yeah, big up
Eshwar
Wild Child
Tiwari.
right there. Eshwar Tiwari.
Yeah,
Is it Tiwari
that's
or
my little
Tiwari?
bro right there.
Is it
Tiwari, Ishwar Tiwari.
Tiwari, okay.
that's
So
my
he
little
said my
brother right
brother
there.
Diamond, that's what he says. We've got Sundeep Mishra. Sends out some hearts. Sundeep Mishra. We've got VJ
Oh, wow.
VJ Deep Chahan. VJ Deep.
Vijay Chauhan, if I'm not wrong. I guess he's from Delhi.
Yeah, VJ Deep. VJ
If I'm not wrong, he's a kid. Vijay Deep Chauhan, I guess he's a kid. If I'm not wrong, he's from Delhi. Bro, crazy powerhead. If I'm not wrong, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, bro, if I got you wrong, but I remember the name.
B-boy VJ Deep from Punjab. Punjab.
Oh, from Punjab. I'm so sorry. My bad. But Vijay Deep Chauhan, I know this name.
Yeah, he looks
Live Cypher. Cypher.
Wow, crazy. But yeah, so these are the guys that are tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in and being part of this. You know, thank you for coming. And
Wow, thank you so much, man.
Keep your questions coming in, guys. If you've got any more questions, if you've got anything you want to ask, Soul Sonic, then bring them in. You know, we'll definitely get some some more questions. That's not a problem at all. Oh, we've got a few more people. We've got Siddhant Rana said he's a big fan of yours. We've got Swagata.
Siddhant Rana. Oh, thank you.
Swagata Fix says that Sonic words are man's words. That's what they've put on here. So like,
Oh
amazing,
wow.
amazing. Yeah, people are commenting. It's amazing. Thank you guys.
Wow.
Okay, let's carry on with the conversation right now. All right. If anybody, like I say, if anyone's got any questions, again, then bring the questions. That's great. Okay, so let's talk about the Olympics. Let's get onto the Olympics.
Shit.
Let's get onto the topic at the
Oh, shit.
moment.
Oh shit.
Has
Bro.
India got a squad? Has India got a squad?
Bro, I wish we have. I so desperately wish that, so I'll share a story with you with regards to Olympics.
Okay.
The first time when the Olympics news came out in 2018, I guess, if
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. So, everyone was sharing, let's share and support, so that it wasn't official that breaking is in Olympics at that time. I'm talking about 2018, I guess. And everyone was sharing. Most of the people were sharing, and most of the people were so happy about the whole news. And fortunately, Flying Machine represented in China and Japan in the Olympics when they were just tryouts.
Oh, okay.
During that time. So after Flying Machine represented India at that stage, so this is what I've observed. Not just Beast Mode crew. There have been. So there's one more crew from Bhopal and Punjab, I guess, if I'm not wrong. Raw Breakers crew and all the Bunny Masi and all these breakers. Shout out to all these guys as well. These guys have been traveling along too. So these guys have been traveling to Singapore for Arab Jam, and so all the breakers who have been traveling to abroad. What has happened? Every time a Indian breaker travels to an international jam, even if he doesn't win, even if he doesn't get selected in top 16, but when he comes, there's a whole massive, like you could say, an energy which is being spread among the breakers who are really hoping one day they could travel internationally, and that's when you could say the bars of hope is being increased day by day, like after every event, like whenever there's an international pages like Break Mission or World Biga Classic or Biga World who shares any clips of Indian breakers, so many of, like most of the breakers, they keep sharing and supporting, because somehow most of the Indian breakers have realized the fact that in the level of Indian breakers is not too low now. Like we are getting there, like international champion, like the worldwide champion and the world championship and Indian are somewhat beyond on our way. So
Very creative.
when the
man. You
news
guys are
of
very creative. I've got to say, you guys are very creative with what you do.
wow,
Very creative.
if that's
From
what
what I
you
can
feel,
see, it's quite.
it's right.
quite
Really
nice.
happy to hear that.
Yeah.
So when the news of Olympic broke out, right? Like I could say majority of the people were happy, because in India there's a saying by our parents, like what do you want to grow up when you, like what do you want to become when you grow up? So either a doctor or a lawyer. Bro, do you remember that song? I know I can be what I wanna be. If I work hard enough,
Yeah. That Nas tune.
I can be what I wanna be. Be boys, be girls, bro. So so
Yeah.
when the Olympic news broke out, like I literally had that song in my mind. Oh shit! Like now after the Olympics, looking on the positive sides of the Olympic news is that now majority of the parents will appreciate and acknowledge how much efforts and how good the whole b-boy culture is actually, or the b-girling culture is actually, So that's one positive thing, like one of the major positive thing for youth and young generation, because usually sometimes what happens is when a kid wants to say, oh, I want to dance, so parents don't go for breaking. They used to like, that's just a street dance. So, I'm just saying, few of the parents had that mindset or mentality, which I've seen or I've come across. They were like, okay, you want to become a dancer? Oh, you should become a contemporary dancer. Oh, you should become a Bollywood dancer. Oh, okay, wait, why don't you become, some XYZ type of dancer? But they would never go for why don't you become a b-boy? But now, when the news has broke out, I've literally got two or three calls from like whom I used to teach like the kids, back then. The parents called me up and they're like, "Yo, Sonic sir, like since this news is come out, we are so happy and we see a future for our kid as well. So we would like to train the kids again, because of this COVID." They were like, "Yo, let's be safe and let's be avoid." But after the news broke out, it's not just between community, hip hop community. The news is all over the news channels, magazines. It is reaching a common people as well. And when that news reached these parents, they were like so happy and they're like, "Yo, now they have now." Apart from just kids and b-boys having hopes, now the parents are having hope as well, and they're like, okay, there is a chance, and like, why not give it a try? So I think majority of the parents or people, common people, I'm saying, are happy with this because they're like, why not? Like there will be one more Indian flag jersey on that stage, and we'll be so proud of it. And
Yeah.
that's the whole vibe right now in India.
Wow. Okay. So what's the is there any plans, like official plans? Are you speaking to anybody?
I don't know about so with regards to that, so in 2018, so what happens is, every country has their Olympic organization. I don't know what it is called. So like USA, like UK maybe.
Yeah.
India has also a working organization, official Olympic organization team.
Yeah.
And somehow I got in touch with them, and I got in touch with them. Me and Flying Machine got in touch with them because Flying Machine had to travel to Japan for the Olympic thing, and Flying Machine wasn't getting an approval. So he was like, "Yo, all my papers are clear. I have my visa and everything. Why am I not getting the email?" And that time, Katsu told Flying Machine, okay, so it's official. So official Olympic doesn't send a mail to individual. They send official mail to official organization of the country. So look out for the organization of your country. They have the mail and they will clear, and then you can travel.
Yeah.
So that's when the whole search for this whole organization began, and somehow we got in touch with them, and they were so kind and they helped us. And in 2018, so the main secretary, what do you say? The secretary of the organization, he stays in Ukraine, but he often comes to India, just to manage all this thing.
Okay.
So I had a word with him, officially, and he's like, "Yo, can you like India is not familiar with b-boying, When we say b-boying, they only know breakdancing, like popping and ballet and kathak dance, which people know most of them, but they have no idea about what b-boying is." And that's when, in 2018, I took few of the breakers, Smoking Skills crew and some other crew members, including Beach Mode crew members. We created a showcase, and we performed in front of the secretary and the whole arena, in Nashik in 2018, and that was so huge, and we got applauded, and it was such a good response. And at that time, the secretary, he said he will get in touch with us, with regards to this, and hopefully I'm expecting something really good from him, and he has planned some programs and schedules for the Indian team, which is yet to be decided. And I hope the Indian team is decided on the basis of qualifiers, and it's not in any hands he decides, you decide.
Yeah.
I feel the whole Indian team representation should be based on maybe a qualifier happens, and top 8 breakers who make it till the final, they are top 8 breakers or top 4 breakers, they make it to the Indian team. Just how KOD happened back then. We represented as Team India along with other poppers and other categories. So we were Team India back in 2017. So if there will be an official Indian team, right? So I feel a qualifier is the best.
We hope there's going to be a Team GB. All we can do is hope. That's all we can do is hope that that's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen, but I think we can try and whoever's trying for it, whoever's going to go and try and make stuff happen, then they can make it happen, and then hopefully we can get the Team GB. But like you said, it all seems to lie in the hands of the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, and
yes,
the WDSF as well. Obviously the World Dance Sport Federation.
Yes.
They're sort of running things.
Oh shit! Yes.
But Yeah, it's got to be there, man. Like, you know, I think every country should be represented, you know, but we don't know do we know the format yet? Is it going to be solos? Is it going to be crews? Is it going to be?
So with regards to this, I made few researches, you know, and I came across Storm's YouTube channel, and wow, if you go check Storm's YouTube channel, bro, he has literally made 30 minutes videos of him explaining how the whole competition will be judged. So whoever's watching this podcast, if you are really interested in Olympic channel, do a research. Like, you know, I've done quite a bit research, and you should definitely check out this YouTube channel. It's like the legendary Storm, right? So Storm Dance YouTube channel. You just go check his videos. Wow, he has everything on it. And apart from Storm, you should also definitely check Dizzy Diaries. This YouTube channel on YouTube.
Yeah.
In YouTube, you know, like he got disease. So we need such people. You know, we need such characters, personalities who are actually not just giving orders or just making it happen, but they're showing how things are being happening. You know, or how did they make it happen, and how are things going to be happening in the future. And these two guys, I really love them, bro. You know, like Storm Dance and because Storm and they have been Storm basically. You know, I love Storm's videos as well. So you should definitely go check out YouTube Storm Dance and Dizzy Diaries on YouTube as well.
That's it, guys. Go and check out B-Boy Storm. Go and check out Dizzy Diaries. You know, these guys have been involved in this since the Youth Olympics. Renegade as well involved in that, I believe.
Oh yeah, from UK. Oh shit. So sorry.
Well,
He's yeah.
There's been a lot of people involved in that, and I know there's a bit of controversy at the moment between the whole breaking world. Like everybody's like, it shouldn't be in the Olympics. It should be in the Olympics, and you know you've got the old school going, no. Some of the old schools like, no, it shouldn't be in the Olympics. And then you've got some people, you know, it's a very crazy time for breaking. Like if you're not in the culture, if you're not actually in the culture,
True.
then they're not going to know. And a lot of people think that breaking died, you know, or breakdance as they like to call it, you know, they think breaking died way back. And when you tell people, no, it's huge, and they go, no, it's not. And you show them something, and they go, whoa, they're just blown away.
Exactly.
Like, this
Exactly, bro.
For this to be in the Olympics, when people see it, it's going to be explosive. People are going to be like, whoa, like what? All right. They're going to be like going crazy, like, you know, like.
Exactly, bro. Like how many categories do they have in Olympics? Shooting, archery, or wrestling, or you just compare those categories with breaking. Like the spectators who will be watching breaking, they won't be just sitting this way. Oh, nice. They will be standing on their toes and be, oh shit. Just imagine, bro. You know, like few of the videos which we saw, the Youth Olympics and the one which Meno won and Victor won. You could see the reaction of few people. Like, you know, you could see the reaction. Like it was literally like jam. So people who are really new to the jam vibes or the hip hop vibes or party vibes, or whose life is really not happening, but you know, but somehow they come and attend Youth like Olympics. Yeah. Bro, it'll be a party for them, bro. You know,
people go crazy. They'll be like, usually at the Olympics, they're like, and at the Youth Olympics,
exactly.
Right, yeah. The Youth Olympics
exactly,
is crazy.
Bro. Like,
the Youth Olympics, everyone's like, whoa! And I don't know if they're ready for that, bro.
I don't think so. They're ready for that, bro. I don't think so.
I don't know if they want to do that. We've got another message from Siddharth Rana. It says, Sonic Sir, will India be taking part in the Olympics in the breaking category? I think we've just talked about that. But thank you for your message anyway. If you want to listen in on what Sonic's just said, then he will. You can go back, guys. This will all be live anyway. It'll all be like going out anyway. So
yeah, for sure. And with regards to this, right? You know, I even checked out news for Commonwealth. Like, you know, there were news about our government trying to ban the Commonwealth as well. You know, did
ban the Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, and like right now they're in for it, but like, you know, I've been keeping up like just a small bit research about Commonwealth. Like I think the Commonwealth people call it as a mini Olympic. So back in 2018 or 19, there were rumors. I don't know if it's rumors or if it's true. It was true, I guess, because I read articles about it. Like, you know, the government of India said, you know, we want to boycott Commonwealth Games and we don't want to get involved in Commonwealth. I guess the reason being they had deleted shooting and archery categories, because of which Indian team wasn't really happy and they were like, "Yo, this is not fair, and you should get it down." So I guess they got those categories back in the Olympics,
Right.
and I guess India said yes. So India will be participating in Commonwealth because I just said that news.
I thought it'd be much deeper than that. I thought it'd be because of what the Commonwealth is. I didn't know it would be like, oh, we can't do archery and something else. Oh, well, we don't do it. Oh, you can do.
It was
archery.
though. No,
That's crazy.
So there were two reasons basically, because I guess in 2010, if I'm not wrong, I'm so sorry, quote me on this. So in 2010, the Commonwealth happened in Delhi, in India. I don't know if most of you all know. So when the Commonwealth happened in Delhi in 2010, there were so many scams and scandals being reported. Organization not being done properly and all that stuff. But later on, when I read more articles about it, bro, there were people like this is the reason why, because they removed these two categories and India was unhappy because India won majority of the gold medals and medals in these two categories, and they were like, yo, we want these categories back. And it's like saying, bro, like, yo, I win most of the solo titles, but you just cancelled the solo category. I traveled all the way till UK for the solo category and cancelled. I want my solo category back again, bro, or else I'm not attending it. Then the organizer is like, oh, okay, we'll keep the category again. Okay, come join in. So I guess that's what happened with India right now. They cancelled the two categories. India was unhappy. They were sad. Now that the categories are back, I'm like, okay, we're doing it. We're
Happy
in for
again.
it.
They're like, wait, the categories are woo! Yes.
So it's happening, right? Yeah.
That's what you need to do for
It's
breaking,
happening.
man. That's what we got to do for breaking. Get that breaking in there straight away. Okay, so let's
Ah,
move on.
shit, yeah.
We're gonna go to
Yeah.
some of your we'll go to might do two, but we'll get one for sure of your favourite battles. So what's one of your
Oh, till date, one of my favorite battle is Cypherholic's Jam. The reason being its favorite is because Cypherholic Solo Championship has a huge story behind it. Like, on this day, like I said, back then, my ex group, UDK, like, bro, we used to do a lot of industry shows and we used to earn a lot. So, and me being at the age of 16 and 17, me earning like grand and grand just for performing one or two rounds, I was like, yo, I'm rich. So during that phase of my life, there was this jam, Cypherholic's Jam, and I was like, okay, let's get down because I have never won. I have never got into a competition. I have never got into a solo battle before this, and I want to try I just want to try, but I was scared, bro. I was like, oh shit, I can't battle. I'm just scared. I'll just go there. I'll just go there as a spectator, and I'll just cheer my friends. So that's what I did. On that day, I had a show, a huge show. We had to travel to Delhi. It was for the MTV shoot. So
Okay.
my entire crew went for the shoot. They were like, okay, we'll go earn those mullahs, and we'll go for the shoot. You go check your friends out and you go cheer them up. So I was like, okay, cool, but you guys have fun. I'll attend the jam. And that's when I just went as a spectator to cheer my friend, and and I happened to attend the jam. Like, like there was my name. Suddenly I hear my name. Because so Sonic last participant. And I'm like, but I didn't. I didn't participate. I didn't give my name. Who gave it to me? And at that time, if they call your name, you don't go for it. It's like you're losing your stripes. Like, yo, are you scared? In front of everyone. And I'm like, okay, I'll go. I'll just get down. I got down. I got selected. Top 16. Blah blah blah. I made it to the finals, bro.
Wow.
And in the finals, the guy whom I was battling, his name was Jainu, B-boy Jainu from Junkie Style School. Who, at that time, I feel he was the best with regards to tricks, with regards to like, he was dope, bro, at that time. And I was like, shit, it's him in the finals.
Yeah.
I was like, I had to go all out. So I went all out. There was a tiebreaker, and after the tiebreaker, all I could just hear is Sonic, and I'm like, shit, am I that good? Like, wow, people are loving me, and like, okay, I don't care about the title, but people are loving me, and that's when I won the event, bro. And that's my bragging. Like, that's I'm gonna brag about that for my whole career, like Cypher like Solo Championship, because it was such a weirdly win. I just went there as a spectator, and that's when it happened. It was in 2010. Yes, 2010ish, yeah. 10 years ago.
Wow. Right, let's get that footage up, and let's have a look at it.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
What?
I was whacked 10 years ago.
Oh, it's alright. We can. If it's a good memory for you, it's a good memory for you. So were you Soul Sonic back then?
No, I was Sonic. So there's a history. There's a small story behind Soul Sonic as well. I'll tell you after this battle.
Okay. So who was the other guy?
Jainu, B-boy Jainu from Junkie Cells Blue.
How do I spell that?
Jainu. Jainu. B-boys. Or you could just write B-boys Soul Sonic or Sonic Cypher battle. Solo battle.
Oh, here it is, the finals. Oh, it's got a tiebreaker on it as well.
Yeah, it had a tiebreaker as well.
Wow, I'll have to come back to that tiebreaker in a second.
Okay, whoever is watching that,
So
please
let's
spare
go.
my. Oh shit! That's the one.
Boom, we are here. Should be on the screen. I hope. Oh. On the screen. Okay, let's have a look at this. Let's get into it. Yo.
And now people were like,
bro, that was hype. That was hype. When you pull that when you pull that the backspin to the flare.
The combo.
The backspin to the flare. People are like, whoa!
Oh shit! What did he just do? Because I remember people just telling me that combo nobody did, at least at that time. And I was the only guy to pull that much combo, and even from backspin to flare, I was like, shit, crazy, bro, crazy.
That was crazy because you went from
so good.
Yeah, you went down. You did a bit of top rock. You did a bit of
yeah, that was so whack, bro. Because it was. I gave it all in my final round, and after that, judges like tied. Like shit. What have I left under my sleeve? And I was like, shit, I can't do the combo because it's not mastered yet. I was just trying. I'll have to pull it up. So I can't just do a power move directly, right? I have to fool the judges. I have to be unpredictable, right? So I have to show them that I'm not going to power. And so I was just doing some whack shit over there. I don't know what I tried doing, the flow origami or flow rocking, which was so whack. And then I was like, okay, this is enough. I'll just get into the straight combo, and I just did, and boom, it worked. Bro. It worked.
So so we've got the tiebreaker to watch now as well, yeah. So
that was a tiebreaker.
So we're gonna. That was the tiebreaker.
Yeah, that was a tiebreaker.
Oh, that
and
was
then
the
people
tiebreak.
started screaming.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I want to watch the whole battle. I want to watch the whole battle, man. That was the tie. I didn't think that was the tiebreaker. It had the tiebreaker at the top.
Yeah, that,
What is the whole battle not on here?
I don't think so. You'll be having.
No, just the
you
tiebreakers
have?
on there. Wow, that's going to be like people are going to be searching for that footage.
No,
Now. They're gonna be
because-
like, where's that footage?
Yeah, there is a footage, right? But you know, it's really hard to find that battle because that's a really old battle, and that's a really hard one to find.
Wow, that
So
is crazy.
you know, because back then nobody had cell phones. We were just kids. You could just see me how kid I am, like you know.
Wow.
Like from school, and nobody had much cell phones over there. Like even if one had, like they were not into recording shit. They were like, okay, I'm not recording this shit. I'm gonna watch this battle live. So you know that was the mentality back then. So I don't think so much footage was there back then.
So what did you
And
win
even
from that?
behind the name,
What did you win from that event?
I guess. The organizer is one of the. You know, remember I said the name Diva Bunny, one of the seniors.
Yeah.
From Indian history. So he's one of the organizer, and Deagle Ambi. Even she's one of the senior bakers from India. You know, so they organize this. So after winning it, I got a Cypher T-shirt. I remember, and I was asked to get down. If I'm not wrong, they were supposed to sponsor a trip from Mumbai city to Kolkata city for another jam. You know, but I couldn't travel to Kolkata. I couldn't make use of the jam. But I guess that was a prize money. I guess a sponsored trip to another city to represent in that jam, some other jam. So something like that. I don't remember. But I couldn't get down because you know I had work in Mumbai city, so I couldn't go. But I don't care about the cash prize or the money because I
Yeah,
was
of
like,
course, man. You just wanted that
the
winning.
whole
You wanted that
winning
win.
moment, you know, I was like shit. The whole, it was really special. The whole, you know, remember like if you just want something out of it, like it remembers as a memory from the jam.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be my memory from the jam.
That's
And
amazing.
about the name as well, like Soul Sonic and Sonic, you know, it happened to be like I was Sonic, and you know, in hip hop you can't bite.
Yeah.
You can't bite dance style. You can bite moves, or you can't even bite names.
Yeah.
So you know that's when I really, because there was already a Diva Sonic, like a legendary Diva, you know, from
Natural
Denmark,
effects crew.
from
Is
the
it
top.
natural effects?
Natural effects, yeah, natural effects. And I was like,
Is it Sweden?
when I was a kid, you know, Sweden,
I think it's Sweden, yeah.
natural effect. So I got that name because you know, like in the kid, like when I was a kid, I loved Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon, and I was really fast and breaking. You know, I used to learn moves real quick. Like people around me, I used to learn real quick. So, you know that mentality, I just went with Sonic name. But then later, as I grew up, I wanted to change the name from Sonic to something else, which is not a bite. And then there was this moment when I won KOD battle in Delhi in 2017, and bro, that battle is one of the epic battle I guess India will ever remember, because it was final round, it was Wild Child's round, but Wild Child injured badly, he's injured his shoulder badly, so and Flying Machine just went, so Flying Machine can't go, and Wild Child can't go because he injured his shoulder, so I had to hop in directly. I just hopped in, and as soon as I entered, in the next 2 seconds, like I did a move and I banged my head. So it was,
Wow.
my face was all blood. That video is on YouTube. It's a highlight video. You will see, like, you know.
It's on YouTube.
After this talk, I'll show you. It's on YouTube. So
Bro, let's
it
watch
was
it, man.
all
Let's watch
red.
it. Let's
And
put it on.
so
Let's
yeah,
put it
so,
on.
so after so after this, like I banged and I was like, oh shit, and this way, and from behind I hear Wild Child and Flying Machine saying, "You're Sonic. It's all blood on your face. It's all blood." And I wait for this much. I do this and like, shit. But then I see Yoshi and all the judges for KOD like judging final battle, final round, and my opponents are like, "Fuck this shit. I'm gonna win this shit." And I just do with all my face is all blood, and I gave that round, and we won. Like,
Wow.
we won, bro. And the
Wow.
whole city was like, "Yo, Sonic, respect, bro." And you know that much how battle is important for me and my crew. I was like, fuck it, I don't care about this. I'll cry some after the battle is over. So that moment is like epic, bro. You know, and that's when Flying Machine and Malchal were like, "Yo, Sonic, this is the hype time. You know, you should call yourself Soul Sonic because when you're in the battle, you put your like." It was a long conversation, you know, between three brothers. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but that's when at the end of the chat, these two were like, "Yo, you are Soul Sonic," and that's when I was like, "Yo, I grew up listening to Soul Sonic Force by Africa Bambaataa, and I searched on YouTube like, is it on in Delhi after the jam in the jam venue itself? I searched on YouTube like, is there any Viva Soul Sonic? I see no videos, only Soul Sonic Force, Soul Sonic Force. I'm going, and then when I won the KOD, they asked me for a name on the jersey. So I was like, please hold on, bro. Just give me 5 minutes. I searched on YouTube, is there Viva Soul Sonic in the world? No Viva Soul Sonic in the world. I'm going with this name. And that's it. That's how I became Soul Sonic from Sonic. And that's how I got my Team India jersey printed on. And that's the story behind it, bro.
Wow, there you go, guys. There you go. Like, so I love doing these interviews with people because we get to learn so much stuff about the individuals that we're actually interviewing. You know, and I think people out there need to know the stories behind stuff as well, because it's such like crazy stories, interesting stories. You know, like I think everybody's got an interesting sort of crazy story like that. From a lot of the b-boys,
Yes,
the boys got like this crazy. Oh, there was this party that was crazy, or there was this battle. You know, everybody's got like these sort of crazy stories going on. It makes us, doesn't it? It makes us who we are. It doesn't define us, but it's good to have these stuff going on, these adventures. Yeah, like what battle was that? I want to bring. Is that battle on YouTube? The whole battle?
I don't think so. The whole battle is there, but there's a recap on Beast Mode Crew page. You could type Beast Mode Crew KOD Champions or Keep on Dancing. Beast Mode Crew KOD Champions. Yes.
This is going to be good.
Oh, should I send you the link?
I think I've got it here.
I got it.
Beast Mode Crew
KOD 2017 India winners.
Yeah.
So in this, you just see 2 seconds of clip. Like, I don't think it's more than 2 seconds. You'll understand if you watch the video. Oh, yeah.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently.
Oh, this moment. I'm all
bleeding.
bleeding. Now I'll hit the ground.
Hit as hard as
Bang.
life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Let's go for it.
Now, if you know what you're worth, then go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take
Now
that
you
hit.
see my red
And
face.
not pointing fingers saying you ain't
I
what you want
complete my round.
because of him
Your
or
people
her
are gathered.
or anybody.
They're like taking me to the
Cowards
hospital.
do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Everyone was celebrating this issue. Everyone.
Hey!
That's me flying machine and mindset. We were so happy there. We thought we lost that battle because we really wanted to go to Korea. Oh shit. He's like, we're going to Korea. We're going to Korea. Oh yeah, we're going to Korea. And over here I'm like, we do this shit like beast mode, but we go beast mode. We go beast mode.
Wow, that's crazy, man. Crazy.
Wow.
We'll give you some of that, man. We'll give you some of that. We'll give you some of that. You know what I mean? Like that's the love that we're giving you right there. I mean that's passion, isn't it? You know, when you've injured yourself or that blood's coming down, you just don't care in the moment. I suppose you just go for it, and you're like, and that just shows that you know you went for it, you carried on, and you won it, man. That's like crazy. Like How did it feel? How did it feel winning that with the crew?
Bro, it was so special. It was really special because, like I said, right, the whole story behind the whole Beast Mode crew has started from a tragic incident to reaching here. Like, you know, people back when Beast Mode crew was formed, there were people. I remember people putting up statuses like, you know, this is just a normal crew, will last for 1 year or 6 months max. But you know, it's been 7 to 8 years now, and we've been making some crazy noise outside India, and people know, you know, like. So
Yeah.
I'm really proud of my crew, and it's so special being a part and belonging to Beast Mode crew. You know, like the whole journey of Beast Mode crew in itself is so inspiring. You know, like, you know, we don't say it much or we don't show it much, but within the members, we know how special each bond is, and we know how one has sacrificed individual life or moments to create such good memories. You know, so it was magical, bro. It has always been magical with Beast Mode crew.
Oh, it's amazing, man. The whole the whole story that you told us today, you know, from your beginnings until the end, is like, you know, it's just incredible. So, like, I just want to thank you for coming onto the show, being part of Cypher.
Thank you so much for having me, bro.
It's cool. I think we're gonna work on some stuff in the future, aren't we? We've been talking, you know. I'm not gonna tell anybody what we're talking about.
Oh shit, yeah.
But
I
hopefully,
didn't realize that.
hopefully, you scared me a bit earlier. Because you said something to me, and I was like, no, because it's got to do with the plans that we were gonna do. I was like, no, and then you brought it back. So it's all good now. It's all good. But yeah, I just want to say thank you again for coming on, spreading your knowledge, spreading your history with us as well. You know, what you're doing in India is amazing. You and Beast Mode crew, and you know, all the guys. Do you want to give any shout outs to anybody? You want to give any?
I will give shout outs to everyone who's been working towards their dreams in a positive way. You know, like there's this saying which I follow up. Like, you know, there will be a time when good breakers come and good breakers go. But it's really what really matters and what really important is being a good human. You know, until and unless you're not a good human, you won't reach much far. So you can become a good b-boy, you can become the dopest b-boy, but becoming a good human and uplifting someone around you who is not capable of uplifting their life, when you do that for him, that's more magical than anything that could happen in this world. So that's the thing, you know. That's how it is and how things should be.
Sick, man. So let's make sure we've got positive outlook on hip hop, man. You know what I mean? Let's get rid of the negative. Let's stay
Yes, sir.
positive, and let's educate the youth.
Yes, sir.
Educate
Most
them
definitely.
properly. Okay, thank you very much, B-Boy Soul Sonic Beast Mode
Thank you
crew.
so much, bro. Thank you so much.
Alright, signing
Much
out
love.
from Mumbai, India.
This is Soul
over there.
Sonic from Beast Mode Crew. Signing out.
Boop, 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 boop,
Peace.
boop. Cypher